Welcome back to Top of Mind. My name is Hayley and today we are talking about how to make your LinkedIn profile pop-in proof. Now, a few months ago, I ran a free event for our birthday, our business birthday. And in that event, I went through key steps to help make your LinkedIn profile complete, but also pop-in proof. And what I mean by pop-in proof is I feel like I've mastered my lounge room and kitchen pop-in proof. And what I mean by that is if someone calls me last minute and is like, hey, I'm just gonna pop in quickly, it takes me not long at all to make that space that they'd be walking into really presentable. And it makes it look like my house is clean all the time, which it is to a certain extent, but it means that my house is pop-in proof, which means that anyone can come along at any time and they feel like it's ready and it's presentable. And that is how your LinkedIn profile should be. It should be ready for anyone to view your profile at any time, which means and gives them all of the information that they need from what you do, who you help or who you work with, what your experience is, what your background is, and give them an accurate representation of you right now. Not you 10 years ago, you right now. Now, did you know that a complete LinkedIn profile gets you 21 times more views and 36 times more messages? And if that is not a reason for you to update and complete your LinkedIn profile today, I don't know what is. So if LinkedIn and updating your LinkedIn profile has been on your to-do list for a while, let this be a sign and let me walk you through the key things to make sure that your profile is complete. Now, why this episode matters is personal branding is more important now than ever before. And this can help with every first impression you're about to make. Whether you are a recent graduate, whether you are looking for a new job, whether you're a freelancer, whether you own your own business, or anyone who wants to be seen and stay top of mind, see what I did there, in their respective field or discipline. We're gonna go through a few things that will help you make your profile pop-in proof, and we're gonna start with the profile picture. Now, profiles with photos and clear photos get 14 times more views. So if you currently don't have a photo on your LinkedIn profile, go and update it. If you're waiting for the perfect professional photo, you're better off putting an iPhone taken photo on whilst you wait for your professional photo than having no profile picture at all. The don'ts that come with your profile picture are really important. Don't use that wedding photo that you've cropped your ex-boyfriend out of. Don't have a picture of your dog as your profile picture. I love dogs, but they should not be your profile picture. Don't have a photo so zoomed out that you can't see your face. What you do need to have is a recent photo, and what I mean by recent is you still need to look the same or similar. If your hair color has changed, if you've gained or lost weight, if you've aged by 30 years, update your profile picture, because you're not doing yourself you're not giving yourself anything by having an old photo. And the reason why is I once met a client who I hadn't had a Zoom call with, I'd only ever spoken to on the phone. And he was like, we'll meet at this cafe. And I was like, great. The only picture that I had to go off was his LinkedIn photo. When I got to this cafe, I was like, where is he? Like, I was there 5 minutes early. I waited until the time. I was like, surely he can't be late. He texted me at 5 minutes past saying, Hayley, I'm here. Whereabouts are you? I said, oh, I've been here for the last 10 minutes. I'm sitting over here. And he was like, oh, I'm over here. Turns out the picture that he had on his LinkedIn was about 20 years prior to the time in which I was meeting him. And what that did was create this immediate sense of distrust, because I was like, hang on, your photo didn't look like you. So what else on your profile isn't like you? It creates this gap and this immediate sense of distrust. So updating your profile picture is super important. They need to be clear, high quality photos. I would say like waist up is great, shoulders up is better. Hot tip, if you're taking a photo, smile with your eyes, not just your mouth. And what I mean by that, if you're watching this on Spotify or YouTube, is you're smiling, but like smile with your eyes as well. You can not smile like this. And you see how I'm barely smiling, but I'm smiling with my eyes. I might look a little bit weird, but smile with your eyes. And the more the photo has a little bit more personality in it, the better. All of my photos that I've used over the last few years with my changing hair colors, I've been smiling, I've been laughing, because that's me. I'm not serious. So your profile picture needs to accurately represent you. Now, you are 7 times more likely to be found on LinkedIn if you have a profile picture on LinkedIn. So if you haven't got your profile picture, and if your profile picture doesn't hit the criteria that I've just explained, go ahead and update it. Now, if you are based in Sydney, we run with my business a headshots day every year. And if you're interested in coming in and getting a cheap headshot for yourself, DM me or let me know, because we'll add you to the wait list to get you a beautiful headshot. Now that's the first thing. Your profile picture, your first impressions count. Make sure it's clear, high quality, and it actually looks like you. The second part is your headline. Now there's the header and then there's the headline. We're going to talk about the headline for a second. Now this headline is the thing that sits underneath your name or next to your name whenever you comment anything on someone's post. Your headline is the thing that typically most people that I see says founder off, or their job title, you know, account director or like business lead or sales analyst. But your headline is more than a job title. Your LinkedIn profile with a strong headlines receive 30% more profile views than if you don't have a strong headline. And the reason why is because the words that you put in your headline are searchable. So if someone types in founder in LinkedIn and founder is pulled through on your headline, or they type in marketing and marketing is in your headline, you're more likely to appear in that search. Now, what most people do, as I said, they'll say marketing manager or sales lead or business owner. But what you need to do instead is use it as an opportunity to tell people either your elevator pitch, so what you do in a really short sentence, or who you help. Now I'm going to go into a bit more detail in the next few episodes around elevator pitch and creating content pillars and things like that. But for this, for your headline, whatever your elevator pitch is not designed to sell yourself there and then. It's designed to earn a second conversation. So mine is, I'm a business owner or founder. I can't remember what I actually put, but I then go on to say that I help make marketing, social media and personal branding accessible to everybody. That's essentially my elevator pitch. Why it's important to say what you do and or who you help is because every time you comment or make a comment on LinkedIn, your headline is the most important thing next to your profile picture and your name. The reason why is because it accompanies every time next to your name. It's sat as a pair next to your name every time your name appears on LinkedIn. So this is a really good way to explain to people without them having to come to your profile what you do and who you help. Because then it makes them easier for them to decipher whether you are somebody that they want to follow or not, or want to connect with. So with your headline, make sure it is not just your job title. Explain what you do and who you help. I'm quickly interrupting this podcast episode because I just want to remind you that in order for us to stay top of mind, see what I did there? We need you to hit like and subscribe, or share this with a friend. Give them a little bit of marketing inspiration or business inspiration today. Now back to the episode. A reminder that in your headline, you need to use keywords too. So if you work in marketing, make sure marketing is in your headline. If you own a beverage company, make sure beverages or soda is in your headline. Because it's those words that are searchable that will allow you to appear in more searches. All right, the next thing is your header. Not to be confused with the headline that we just spoke about. Your header is that big piece of real estate at the top of your LinkedIn profile where most people will put a sunset picture. And it is such a waste of valuable resource and real estate. That is such a huge piece of real estate when people first land on your profile for you to just be using a sunrise picture. It's not MySpace, it's LinkedIn. And if you're Gen Z and you don't know what MySpace is, Google it. With your header banner, this is your LinkedIn billboard, okay? Make it count, make it work for you. 9 times out of 10 when people go to your LinkedIn profile, they either want to see the content that you've posted or they want to get in touch with you. So I always make sure that I remind our clients when they're doing their banners or they're creating their banners to include contact details, whether it's your mobile number, your best email address, or even a social page that you can go to, like your Instagram or your Facebook, where people can get in touch with you. If you are sitting there being like, how am I going to design it? I'm not a graphic designer. Go to canva.com and type in LinkedIn banner. And there are thousands of designs that you can customize based on what you're looking for and what you're looking to showcase. In my instance, I actually have the 3 businesses, the logos in my banner. So I've got Spicy Boy, which is our crispy chili oil business, Gambit Collective, which is my marketing agency, and then Top of Mind, which is obviously this podcast. I have the 3 logos in the banner, and then I have my email address where people can get in touch with me. That is the best use of real estate, because a lot of the times people will land on the profile and that's the first thing that they see. So make it count. The 4th thing that I want to talk about is customizing your URL. This is such a small change that has such a big impact. What I mean by that is your URL, typically when it's a default URL that's given to you when you sign up on LinkedIn, it will typically be accompanied by a number of letters and or symbols. Now, the more letters and numbers and symbols that appear next to your name, the harder it is, or the further down the search it will be to find you. So all you need to do is go into your settings and edit your LinkedIn URL. If you don't know how to do this, Google it. How do I edit my LinkedIn URL? And it will give you a step-by-step of how to do it. If you can just have your name, amazing. Most people don't get that luxury. So if you need to add one number or your middle initial, do that. Because the less fluff that you have around your URL, the higher you will appear in searches. So customize your URL. Now, the 5th thing I want to talk about is your About Me section. This is your story, but not your whole story. I think one of the biggest mistakes I see people making on LinkedIn is they use their About Me section to tell their entire story from when they've graduated from university to where they are 30 years later. And I'm sorry, but no one's reading it. If you left uni more than 5 years ago, talking about university in your about section should be illegal. My recommendation for your about me section should be tell them a little bit about your story, but speak in headlines. The first line of your about me section should be the hook. It should be the thing that makes people want to click read more. Because typically in your about section, you only get to see 1 or 2 lines before you're prompted to click read more. And if those 1 or 2 lines are not interesting, they are not going to click read more. So all that effort and work that you put into your about me section will actually never be seen if your first 2 lines of your about section are boring. Speak in first person when you're writing your about me section. It's really, really important that you speak as though you're speaking about yourself, not Hayley, blah, blah, blah. Everyone knows your about section is updated by you. It's not run by your business. So make sure it's written from you to the people that would be reading it. Talk about who you are, who you help, how you help them. Any examples would be great. What makes you different, what you want next. So whether you want people to reach out to you via email, again, use this as a reminder for people as to how they can get in contact with you. Don't be scared to use emojis. This is a big thing. It helps break up the text, which is another point, right? Breaking up that text, if it's one big piece of text in your about section, no one's going to read it. But if it's broken up and potentially it has a few emojis that are relevant here and there, it's going to make it a lot more enticing to read. So explain who you are, explain who you help, explain how you help them, explain what makes you different or why people should connect with you or follow you, and what you want next. What's that call to action? Do you want people to reach out to you? Do you want people to follow? Keep it real, keep it human. One question I get a lot about the about section typically comes from students that have just graduated or are graduating or are still at university. I wish when I was at high school or going into university, someone had said to me, get your LinkedIn sorted. Because it's like a digital resume. I can't remember the last time I submitted a resume in my career. Because if everything is on LinkedIn, you can just send that. You can also export from LinkedIn a PDF, which is your resume, which is really cool. But one question I get a lot of the time is from students or recent graduates saying, what do I talk about in my about section because I haven't really started my career? And I love this question because I really think that this is your opportunity to talk about the type of people that you want to connect with, the type of work that you want to get into, the type of career that really excites you. So for graduates, your about section is even more important because it's your opportunity to really articulate who it is that you want to connect with, what you want to use the platform for, and what your goals are for the next couple of years. Because people will read that and then introduce you or connect you with the right people. So make sure your About Me section is updated, and don't forget that that hook line, the first line, is the most important line. Make it engaging. If you are loving this episode, don't forget to leave a comment or hit that subscribe button. You have no idea how much it means for podcasters like me to get a like or subscribe, because it means that we can get better guests and we can get into more ears of people to help talk to them about marketing, social media, and personal branding. Now back to the episode. Number 6, and the last one that I will touch on for today, is your experience and skills. Make sure that they are updated. Every time you finish a job, make sure you update it with the type of work that you did or the projects that you were working on. As I said, LinkedIn serves as a really great digital resume. And if it's updated, it's that single source of truth that you can send future employees, future clients will see it. And if it's updated regularly, it's less work for you when you want to go back and update the last 10 years worth of work. With your experience and skills, make sure that your roles, descriptions, and dates are accurate and up to date. Use bullet points that demonstrate results or impact that you had within that particular role, or examples of successful moments or milestones within that particular role. Again, you don't have to tell them every single project you worked on, just the key ones or the highlights. And the last thing that will sit underneath experience and skills is add relevant skills that match your current industry and goals. The really important thing here is to remember that adding those skills, again, is searchable. So if someone is looking for that particular skill, your profile will be served to them. So they are the 5 things. Make sure your profile, 6 things. Make sure your profile picture is updated and it's relevant and it looks like you. Make sure your headline is more than just your job title. Your header banner should not be a sunrise or a sunset picture. It is the most valuable real estate on LinkedIn. Customize your URL and update your About Me section to share your story. Lastly, keep it fresh, keep it updated with your experience and your skills. Now, here are 3 things that I want you to not do on LinkedIn. 1, do not use corporate jargon or buzzwords that nobody else understands. Do not sound like a robot, or worse, don't sound like not you. Being you is your superpower. So writing like you and articulating who you are is the most valuable thing that you can do on LinkedIn. The second thing of what not to do, leave blank spaces. Don't leave parts of your profile unedited, because as I said before, complete LinkedIn profiles get 21 times more views and 36 times more messages. So do not leave a section unattended or tended to, because you're missing out on all of those valuable views and connections. The third thing of what not to do is don't not engage. Your profile isn't a set and forget and come back in 10 years time. Make sure you're posting, you're commenting, you're connecting and following with the people that you want to connect and follow. At the end of the day, your LinkedIn feed is yours to create. Connect with the people that you want to connect with, follow the people that you are interested in. And I will do an episode around content and content creation on LinkedIn in the next few episodes. But don't just set up your profile and forget about it, because it won't do anything for you. Quick pause for a second. I just want to quickly interrupt to ask you one thing. If you are loving the content that you are listening to, make sure you hit subscribe or leave a review. I want to keep these podcast episodes ad-free for as long as possible, and the only way that I can do that is by you guys subscribing or leaving a great review or sharing it with a friend. So that's all I ask of you today. Now back to the episode. That's it. 6 things, how to make your LinkedIn profile pop-in proof. Remember, your LinkedIn profile is doing the work for you. A little glow up can go a long way. If you have any questions about LinkedIn, feel free to leave them in the comments or send me a DM or an email. You can send it on my own Instagram or on the topofmind.pod Instagram. If this has helped you, share it with a friend or a colleague or one of your teammates who needs a LinkedIn refresh. There are so many people that I have spoken to this year that are like, oh, Updating my LinkedIn is on my to-do list. So I hope that this helps you take the first step in updating your LinkedIn, getting your LinkedIn back on track and firing for 2025. Don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to see your glow up in action.